give me a deck like this any day over one that's been generated by artificial intelligence. You know, I want to see an artist's work in a deck. Hello ducks, it's Simon here. Welcome to the Hermit's Cave. So it's Friday again. And I love being able to open a deck with you on a Friday. This is the mother of all Fridays because it's also the Christmas break. So it's the last day of term today. And usually I will go in next week. But I booked some extra time off, so I'm off for almost 3 weeks now. So I set my out of office and yeah, came home. Now this deck is a deck that I bought on eBay. It is out of print. I'm sharing it with you because there's a tale behind it. It's a deck that I first saw, oh gosh, four and a half years ago. It was on Giselle's channel, Mad Witch, and I saw her do a walkthrough of it and loved it and put it on my wish list and then forgotten about it and it went out of print. And I saw it again recently. I can't remember where, but I saw it and thought, oh, I remember that deck. So I went onto YouTube and there was a second one that I'd missed from Giselle where she does a more kind of in-depth walkthrough, and if I remember I will list those videos in the description below. And I just remembered how much I loved it, so I set one of those alerts on eBay so that if it becomes available it would let me know and I could make a decision. And there was a few, some from America, and with shipping it was just too much out my price range. And then there was a notification and this was on for around £30, which I thought was brilliant. I couldn't believe it. But it's taken so long to come. Now we do have postal strikes here and I was kind of like, well, allow a little bit extra. So I allowed a week, then 2 weeks. It's actually been nearly 5 weeks. So I'd filed a dispute saying, look, it hasn't arrived. I don't know what's happening. And they said, just be a little bit more patient. And then today they contacted me to say, okay, enough time has passed. Do you want us to step in? This was eBay. So no sooner as I clicked yes, can you resolve this for me? I got a notification saying it had been delivered. So it's here. And it is The Star That Never Walks Around by Stella Bennett. And this deck, I mean, it is a circular deck. I know that's not everybody's cup of tea. And it wasn't actually my cup of tea. I did have Mother Peace and I did have the Circle of Life, both editions of the Circle of Life. And they weren't ones that I reached for that often. And then I got the 1909 circular deck and I really enjoyed it. More so than I thought I would. Now, they did say the box was dinged up, but actually, this isn't bad at all. Like, I'm just trying to see where there's any visible, I mean a tiny bit here on this corner, but it's the box, you know, and they said the box is a little bit damaged, but the cards and the book is okay. So I've just been onto eBay and I've had a look, and if this is a deck that really speaks to you, then there are some on there that are quite affordable at the moment. I'm just going to say that. I don't know how long that will last. But if you go now, or this is the 16th today of December, then hopefully they'll still be there. And yeah, this is one of those decks, particularly over the last couple of months, where I kind of go down a rabbit hole. I see something I like, I sit with it for a bit, in this case 4.5 years. And then I start watching all the walkthroughs, and there's not a whole lot of walkthroughs on this, on YouTube, to be fair. So I watch the walkthroughs, and then I start obsessing over it. And I'm thinking about, oh, I could use it for this, I could use it for that. And yeah, it's just gorgeous. The artwork is quite primitive, but I like that. And I'm more drawn, particularly in the world of AI. I mean, I'm not going to go into that, but you know, everything has its place. But I love to see hand-drawn or hand-painted artwork. It's my absolute favourite, even more than collage. And you know, I know that takes a lot of artistic talent as well. But if somebody just uses brushstrokes or pen work or something like that, that is it. You know, I love it. And this is quite rudimentary, but it's simple and effective. Okay, so it's a Native American tarot package, and Stella Bennett is of that heritage. So it's not appropriated or anything like that. It's the star that never walks around. It just says the same on all 4 sides. And it's Wiser, who is the publisher, Wiser Books. And it's an imprint of Red Wheel, Wiser, Boston. So I'll just read the back. So it says, when the great buffalo herds roam the earth, the tribes of the Great Plains follow them, guided by the North Star, the star that never walks around. In the spirit of her forebearers, Stella Bennett has transformed the traditional Western tarot, which she's been reading for more than 50 years, into a guide and oracle based on Native American totems and teaching. In the star that never walks around, traditional suits of the tarot become thunderbirds, which is fire, the wand suit, frogs for water, the cup suit, butterflies for the air, or swords, and turtles for earth, pentacles. So they all make perfect sense. And I like it. You know, I'm not a huge fan of the changing of titles or suits. But when it's done in a way that makes sense, or I can easily see the correlation, then I'm pretty much okay with that. The original art is reminiscent of the 19th century Plains Indian ledger art, with imagery drawn from many Native American traditions. Warriors and medicine women become court cards. The coyote becomes the fool. Round cards echo the influence of Mother Earth and reveal the waxing and waning influences of the 78 images. And then Stella Bennett is a certified professional tarot reader who lives in Helena, Montana. I've been to Montana. It's a beautiful state. Okay, so it is a 2-part box. Nice, sturdy box. We do get a book, and it is a chunky book. Look at this. That is a decent book. Stella Bennett's Native American grandmother introduced her to the tarot and all things metaphysical at a very young age. Bennett has been reading the tarot for over 50 years and has been certified as a professional tarot reader by the Tarot Certification Board. She lives in Helena, Montana. So I'll just have a quick look at the book. How many pages? So when was this? This is 2002, so it's 20 years ago that this was printed, and it's been out of print for, I think, about maybe 3.5 years. So we do get a small grayscale image and then a write-up. We get more for the majors. You can see here we've got temperance, and then a temperance underwrites our ability to do things in moderation. So there's a write-up here, and then you get a message. Keep your mind and heart pure, and the mixture will bring about the perfect blend. And then an upright meaning and a reversed meaning. So lots of info here, but the major arcana cards don't start until page 70 plus. So you've got nearly 70 pages of spreads, timings and reversals. There's lots of information here, karmic cards, other significant cards. So we've got the associations with the astrological associations, birth dates, life soul cards. There's lots. I'm doing this kind of backwards, aren't I? The 7 directions and the 4 elements, using numbers. In fact, it'll be easier if we just kind of look at the contents just so you can see what you get. So part 1 is getting started. You've got tarot basics, about the deck, the star that never walks around, preparing for your readings, and then part 2 is working with the tools of the tarot. So this is where it breaks down those kind of tarot elements here, numbers and keywords, 7 directions and 4 elements, other significant cards, reversals and timings. Timings is something I've never really done, other than seasonal. I've never really delved into timings, so that might be interesting to learn about that. And then we've got a section on spreads where we've got 10 pages on spreads. And then we go into page 71, which is individual cards and the interpretations, and a conclusion on 197 and recommended reading list on 198. So we've got 200 pages. It's a 200-page book, and that is a pretty decent guidebook. And it's a nice size as well. When you compare it to a size of the card, a decent sized book. Okay, let's have a look at the cards. We've got some more. I mean, that's the problem with these kind of flaps. I'm going to probably keep this in a bag because I can see the cards getting damaged because there's glue on the underneath of this box as well to keep these sides down. So yeah, I'll put them back in for now, but that's pretty naff. So this will go into, there we are. It will go into a bag, this deck. And actually, I've got some really nice bags that I think will fit this deck perfectly. I've just adjusted the camera there. I don't think, I'm hoping everything was in shot. But I bought these from eBay, and there's quite a few of them. And they've got these beautiful designs on them, really lovely. And this, I think that I've got about, I've got 20 bags or something like that. I've used one to put my Dame Fortune's Wheel Tarot in. But you know, I like to have some decks around me, particularly when I'm working with them. This is a beautiful pattern, so I think that will go quite nice, quite nicely. So we'll keep that. And then yeah, so in terms of the size of the cards, they're smaller than I thought. They look quite large when I saw them. Let's take a standard tarot size. Obviously they're going to be wider, but they'll be shorter. So you can see a standard tarot is taller, but these are wider. So it's a nice size, but they're not huge. I'm going to put them in order because obviously it's a used deck. It's a second-hand deck from eBay, so I want to make sure A, that we've got all the cards, and B, that they're in the right order for the walkthrough. So I'll put them in order. Then I'll do a flip through, and then I'll come back at the end and share my thoughts with you about the deck. Okay, so there we have it. I've got to mention the cardstock. I mean, it's not the thickest of cardstock. And at first I thought it was quite thin, but it's not. It's durable. There is a lamination on it. It's not the thickest, but it's actually, it's okay. And when you look at that as a thickness of a deck, yeah, I can live with it. Let's just bring the camera up a little bit now that I've done the walkthrough. Okay, that's a little bit better. So, do you see what I mean by the artwork? I mean, it's simple. I love it. It's almost like pencil crayon. It's just very simple, quite rudimentary, but there's something about it that just speaks to me. I really, and of course, having circular decks, you know, we can work with the directions, whether it's leaning in, leaning away, and that sort of thing. I'm not going to go into all that. I've spoken about that many times. And if you do a YouTube search of working with circular decks, most people speak about it. But yeah, it's just everything I thought it would be. Really, very simple, but quite deep with the images. We do get an astrological association as well. So like when we get to, I always mention the Libra because of, I need to be a card 11, don't I? You know, Justice card, Scales of Justice, Libra. So you do get associations and symbols with the cards as well if you follow them. But yeah, when I saw Strength at 8, I was thinking, oh, it's going to follow a Rider-Waite-Smith, but it doesn't really. There are nods throughout the deck to Rider-Waite-Smith. I love these sky animals, kind of working with animal ancestors. There's lots of ancestor work in this as well. We've got the Hanged Man there. Death card is quite poignant. We've got a sky burial here. And then we've got these graves, almost like the old Boot Hill, isn't it? It's just gorgeous. Again, sky spirits, same here. This is a fantastic moon card. We've got this coyote or this wolf howling here at the moon, but look at all the ancestral spirits in the sky. Absolutely beautiful. There's our world card, gorgeous. So our butterflies, you know, the aces all have the, you know, the suit that it's representing. So, for example, Ace of Turtles, we've got a turtle, Ace of Butterflies, we have a butterfly, etc., which is really nice. I forgot to mention the back as well. It's like an 8-pointed star that's, it looks like embroidery, really effective. But yeah, it's kind of doing its own thing, which I like. However, because the images are quite simple, I do feel, I mean, that kind of reminds me of a 9 of Wands, sorry, a 10 of Wands kind of card rather than 7 of Swords. But, I mean, look at that. It's quite simple, but that's why I think, you know, having a detailed book like this where we can read about the images is really nice. I thought this was interesting for a 10 of Swords, because the butterflies is air. And here we've got this devastation being caused by locusts, you know, after all the work that goes into planting crops and seeing the crops, and then along comes this unexpected devastation that can happen. So it's very clever how it's been done. I mean, look at that. Isn't it just stunning? The courts are beautiful. And then we have our turtles for our pentacles, our earth suit. It's very, very earthy. So let's just see what we get in the book. So we'll just stop at the 6 of Turtles. And of course, we don't get as much information for, where are we? 6 of Turtles. Oh, they put all the courts together in this book. Okay, that's interesting. So the court cards, and then we go to their minors, and it's Ace to 10. guys. Come on, where are you, turtles? There's frogs. Okay. I'm either skimming through too quickly. Butterflies. Thunderbirds. It was right at the end. And turtles. So 6 of turtles. So we get this amount of information. The young flute player is spurred on by the spirit of Kokopelli, the Native American deity who brings all good things in the pack on his hunchback. Grandfather accompanies the young flutist from the land of the spirits, a constant reminder that our ancestors are always with us, and if we are open to the spirits, only good things will come to us. I do think this is going to be a beautiful deck for doing ancestry work. The message is trust in the spirits of your ancestors and all good things will come to you. The upright meaning is good things happening, possible promotion or bonus, rewards coming from any different angles. Be sure to show your appreciation. Keep the positive energies flowing. And then the reversed meaning is feeling of insecurity. Others may be jealous of you. Be prepared for gossip. Feelings that you are not getting your fair share. Injustices. Unfair distribution of money, business or estate settlements. Okay, let's bring this back up. Yeah, so, I mean, I've just done a full flip through. This is interesting, look, wearing the bear's clothing for the 9 of turtles. So I'm not going to talk about all the cards. I just love the courts. The courts are fantastic. And then we've got our frogs, the Ace of Frogs. So I get that. That's very much a 4 of water, isn't it? 4 of water card. Got the little bunny here. So I do see, but then again, you know, very different for the 7 of water, 7 of cups. So I do see nods to the RWS, but it's not all the way through. It does have its own kind of meanings, interpretations as well. How beautiful that is. So, and then we have our Thunderbirds, which is our fire suit, our wands suit. It's beautiful. But, you know, I mean, look at you can actually see the pencil shading. Give me a deck like this any day over one that's been generated by artificial intelligence. You know, I want to see an artist's work in a deck. And yes, AI can be argued that, I just don't know. I don't want to go down that whole rabbit hole for now, but there we have it. The star that never walks around, finally in my tarot collection, and I couldn't, I hope this will fit in, should fit in. I couldn't be happier to finally, you know, take this off my my wish list. It's going to be, I'm off work now, as I say, for nearly 3 weeks. Ooh, it's going to be a bit tight. No, that's okay. So it's going to be one that I get to know over the next few weeks. This one, and in particular, the Dame Fortune as well, are 2 decks that I'm going to be working with over the Christmas period. All right, thank you for watching, everybody. Just a reminder that tomorrow at 7 p.m, I am going to be joined by my lovely friend Jenna from Jennifer Ball's Witch House, for our annual Christmas Good Catchment card. So hopefully you'll be able to make it. We're going to have our quiz, we're going to do the Christmas box, talk about our card of the year and how that played out and what our card is for next year. and what our expectations might be for that. So yeah, it should be fun. It usually is. So thanks for watching, everybody, and until next time, go in peace. Namaste and blessed be.